Aloha guys, this is JohnRemus.com TV, here to tell you my opinions on the top 10 things that are misleading in life. I'm talking more recently, in particular. And we're ranging from everything from money concepts to relationships and beyond. And so number one being the idea that certain features are the most attractive. For example, big muscles, big ass, particular types of sex organs, and having anything, money, whatever it is, that is in theory the most attractive thing. And what I've found is there are variations, and like, for example, what about the practicality of things, and what about the compatibility of things, and what about the functionality, and how what do you want to use, and what's your sense of it, and also considering what your preferences for lifestyle, your culture. So that's number one. And things like, a big ass, for example, it might look attractive, but guess what? Is it actually healthy? Is it actually indicative of a quote unquote sexually attractive person, or sexually virile? Like and the same goes with, say, a bigger PP or breasts. What happens is, or for example, a deeper or looser or tighter, whatever it is, VV, quote unquote. There are so many things that you really want to consider, and out of respect for yourself and the person, to whether it's a relationship or whether it's just you and what you actually want in your life. So this is to be considered. This is number one. That the illusion of, oh, this thing is such a great thing, money, whatever. Another illusion is that one needs to have all these professionals in one's life, and you can't figure it out by yourself. For example, doctors, dentists, therapists for the mind and body. You can listen to yourself. You can write down things. You can do your own yoga and massage therapy. You can do research, look up things, realize things like, Wi-Fi and fluoride and chlorine in tap water, all things that are bad for you, and there are ways and techniques to avoid them. And obviously healthier alternatives, depending on a case-per-case basis, it varies, but for things like pharmaceutical drugs, and you can get excited about that too. And what about the idea of anything like an attorney or an accountant? Maybe you can study some and learn to be proficient in these fields to the extent that you need to be for, say, your own business, or just your own person, to protect your interests. We can learn online, and we can, it's going to be a world, okay? It's going to be a world with bright individuals, and the smarter people are, the more people are capable of being responsible at high levels of, and being a CEO, for example, having their own company, making their own world. That's what we want in this world, and we're going in that direction. So what I'm saying is, it's better if everyone's really smart. That's the point, and that way they can be independent of each other. And that leads me to number three, the idea that you need to have parents, or you need to have grandparents or uncles, and you need to have a support group. My belief is that those are only roles of authority and submission, of father and son, and it's not a practical. It doesn't have a practical application for adults who are intelligent and independently operating. And it's not even specific. What's more specific is one's a guardian or their guardian client. These are terms that I've derived. I elaborate upon them in my thenewrelationships.com website. But that's number 3, the idea that we need these relations in order to have a nice life. And that's, guess what, number 4, the idea that we need to have a physical relationship right away. I also have a contention with, guess what, we don't need that. We can obviously satisfy ourselves, but and we take time to create and define ourselves, because if you don't, what happens is you end up having children or just commitments to other people before even figuring out what you are interested in life, and having sufficient, not only that personal and that emotional strength, but that financial stability needed to have a family and so on. And yes, there are others. There are other things that are misleading in life, okay, that we need to bring to our attention. The idea that money can buy love, and it almost can, because it can get you in places and environments and buy people things and create this, have fun times together. But at the end of the day, okay, if that wealth or health is stripped, what's left? And in my dreammate concept, there is something left, and that is dreams to live together when you're older, or anything, whatever it is. You still want to hold each other and feel good about each other, because even if you can't afford to go on a vacation or do anything in particular, you still have each other, and that is true love. And what else is out there that's misleading? The idea that you need a car, for example, in order, or other things like a vacation, whatever you, or even fancy dinner, or anything at all. The idea that you need anything at all in order to have a profound and satisfying life. You can live a simple life in certain areas, and in the area of ideas and concepts, which are the foundation of existence, that's what inspires everything else, all of reality. It's concepts, and that you can have, and you can give it to. You might even, maybe you don't have finances, or maybe all you have is, like for me, for example, I have a lot of ideas, right? But that's what everybody needs in order for life to progress, to make life better. And there's another one, number 6, and I'll finish off with that because I think I'm about wrapped up. But the idea that you need finances in order to be to get stuff done, and the reality is, other people have finances, other people have ideas, we all have different things we can put on the table. So it's just for people to be alert to that, and also know what they are as individuals, and everyone has something to give. It may not, everyone's unique. So thanks for considering.